Welcome to another episode on Prophecy Trades. Today's video, we will be doing an update on four pairs. We are looking at Euro GBP, NZD CAD, GBP JPY, and Euro CAD. First things first, let's start off with Euro GBP. Currently, on the previous video, we indicated that price was going to potentially pull back into this imbalance zone, which is this gray area, and price did just that. We ended up forming a double bottom here, and price then continued to the upside in our bias for a long position. Still maintaining. We're looking to take a partial somewhere at this previous high level, just because we've been in this trade for more than one day now, and we just need to secure some profit here and move our stops to break even to help mitigate risk as we look for more opportunities throughout the week. So there is a status on that, and we will be moving on to NZD CAD. NZD CAD, we are still maintaining from the previous video. We are in profit. We are roughly maybe about 25% of the way to our final target. Considering today is Thursday and tomorrow is Friday, depending on the volatility of what we see, we might actually end up moving stops to break even and taking a partial once we reach this previous high. And eventually, if we do not see enough volume, we might actually close this trade, as I don't think we want to maintain and hold this trade over the weekend. So, and let me just dive in a little bit deeper too. I believe it was a London session. You can tell it was about at midnight. Price retraced all the way back down to our entry. At this point, we didn't move stops to break even. We were looking to move stops to break even once we hit this previous high at this 0.80709 level. And so price came all the way down, and we were at about a pip or two away of being stopped out, and price then came back up like a springboard. And you can see here we do have some inducement here, and this is exactly what probably stopped out a lot of retail traders. So we have these equal lows coming across here, and then this is the stop hunt. I'll show you right here. So this is basically the inducement. And then this box right here, this is where price drove below this black line of this inducement, took out a bunch of stops, and then price reversed to the upside, and my bias is still continuing in this direction. So there's that for that analysis, and I will give you an update tomorrow on more progress with the trade. We also have GBP JPY. We are actually out of the trade. We actually executed this trade. When was this trade? Yesterday. It was like, yeah, right before the New York Open. And so it's been just over a day of maintaining this trade. We actually got out of the market. Looks like just before the London Open, and I actually put my take profit to this previous high due to the fact that we do see a 4-hour and daily trend line indicating a strong area of resistance. And like I said, we can always target these long 1 to 10s, 1 to 8s, but we're in to make money. You know, if I can guarantee making 4%, I'm going to take the more guaranteed trade and mitigate my risk by not going for those long-term holds. So I very well could have easily still been in this trade. I could have held and maintained, and I could still be with the potential of making, additional 1.5%. But I'm completely fine with capturing that 4% versus that 5.5%. So I do actually see a potential opportunity to rescale in, as we've already exited the trade and it's called be scaled out of the trade. If price can potentially come back and retrace and retest this trend line, and if we are in the fib trick zone, and if we're at a nice respected hypothetically 61.8 Fibonacci zone, I could look for a potential scale and entry, or re-entry I should say, and take this up depending on the new Fibonacci that I draw based on the hour time frame. So let's just do it. So I would take it from this swing low, and I would see where we're at, and you can see if price comes down, we would be at that 61.8 zone, respecting that trend line. That's only if that happens and I see a fib trick, I see candlestick analysis, reversal candles, and price action. And we are above the 50 EMA. So there is an opportunity there. I will let everyone know the update on that, on what happens, okay? So, and then we have the last opportunity, Euro CAD. In the last video, if you want to know more details, we were actually not in this trade. We were actually looking for opportunities to enter the trade, and unfortunately, we did not. We were not able to see a high probability setup to enter this trade. So we're not just entering any trade because it's at a trend line or it's at a certain Fibonacci level. We are looking at confluences, multiple confluences that compound to give us a more profound reason to enter the market and have a successful trade while risking proper risk management. So I wanted to see a price do a market structure shift or a break of structure. As you can see, price was kind of printing like these lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, and then price kind of got into this slightly lower low, more of like a range. And so basically price was consolidating. And what happens when price consolidates? It tends to rally in a certain direction. But the question is, which direction is it going to rally? And you can see on this higher time frame trend line here, I'll show you from right here, this higher time frame trend line here, price is now falling just underneath it and respecting it. So this could be a trend line break, retest, and then collapse to the downside. So we are just going to sit on our hand. We're going to continue to monitor and see what happens, but more than likely this is going to fall off my watch list for the remaining of the week. So if you're liking these videos and they are helpful to your trading journey, press the like button and don't forget to subscribe.